Emirates are probably the second largest bunker supply location in the world, and we are in turbulent times. Obviously, any bunker discussion at this time is reflecting what's going to happen at the end of this year, on the 1st of January 2020, when the majority of ships will start consuming lower sulfur fuel, 0.5, and that is having implications in so many areas. First of all, refiners are going to have to start finding and making different fuels, a huge change globally. There's never been such a large change. We're going to see that the ship owners are going to have to look to buying their fuel prices going up 25–30%, probably another $40 billion cost of transportation. This will put up freight rates, and that of course could inhibit trade. Certainly the bunker business at the moment is going through a pretty tough time. Global demand is flat, if not coming down. We are seeing margins as the lowest they've been, and we're seeing problems. We've seen bankruptcies, and we're seeing other companies. Here we've talked initially about the global shipping, and the prospects don't look that exciting, perhaps except for tankers. Small product tankers are going to have a pretty good year this year, but large tankers, container ships and bulkers are probably going to be struggling by the end of the year, particularly with the increase in prices of fuel. We are seeing changes in the legislation. We are supposed to all be complying with 0.5 fuel or using exhaust gas cleaning systems, and we're hearing at this conference how different countries are imposing those laws. For example, Belgium has a maximum fine of over $6 million, whereas some of the countries in the Baltic are probably down below 20,000. There is going to have to be some equalization. We're talking too about the issues of testing fuels and the problems with new 0.5 fuels. We've heard from the testing agencies how they are going to meet this. On the other hand, we're also going to look at the local demand here in the Emirates, in Oman, which has got a lot of potential growth, as well as in other countries in the Gulf. And then we have a session at the end of the conference with the lawyers, giving us a good idea of how laws, marine laws, bunkering laws are imposed, how they're administered by the various law companies in the arbitration center here.
Now, EMAC has been very proud to be involved in the Middle East Bunkering Conference and participate today. Also, put across our relevance in the changing world of 2020 and the change in bunkering requirements. We feel that as part of our overall role in potential dispute resolution, we have a valid role to play with some of the disputes that we think may be coming up. And in particular today I was talking about our expedited arbitration process under Article 50 of our rules, and how we feel that that can be very cost effective. If a dispute is below $270,000, it will be a compulsory sole arbitrator, and it will have to be adjudicated within 90 days of the referral to arbitration. We think by keeping the timescale short and to sole arbitration, this should keep the cost of the arbitrations down and provide a much more commercially viable and responsive service for the stakeholders in the industry, in particular with bunker supply and the other perhaps on payment issues and or quality issues in due course. So we at EMAC are very happy to be involved, and happy for those in the bunker industry to come and speak to us about the ways in which we can perhaps tailor some of the arbitration services that best suit their particular issues they're facing.
The year 2020 will be a very important year for bunkering and for shipping. Therefore, we'll be back here in Dubai in 2020, early in the year, to see how the new regulations are doing, to see just how much the shipping industry and the bunker industry is affected by this 2020 regulation. So that will form a big part of the conference program that we're going to do. Like this year, we will have a legal aspect, we will have also the brokers, suppliers, the traders involved, we'll have refiners, and hopefully the regulators too, to give us an idea how Dubai is coping, how the UAE are coping, and also how the region in general is coping. The Middle East Bunkering Convention is always a very good barometer of how the markets are doing and how bunkering is doing in general, from a regional aspect and from a global aspect. Petrosport is very proud to be doing the Middle East Bunkering Convention, and we had 4 years in a row. It's been very, very successful. The 5th year in 2020 will be the best one yet.